Cross ExAnime, episode 88.
Is it 88?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
It's all about family justice. Spy Family.
Oh.
It's the A-list this week.
Fast and Furious.
Oh,
No.
Dude, I'm waiting. Dude, you should make a Fast and Furious anime, dude. Just imagine. I mean, it'd fall into like anime tropes, like, oh no. I mean, to be fair, I guess Redline is technically like a Fast and Furious anime. So was Initial D. Wait, did they make a Fast and Furious anime? Hold the
Probably
phone.
not.
Fast and
Well, to be fair, probably.
Furious anime. Nope.
I mean, it just defaulted to Fast and Furious.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, it would have popped up with sort of thing. Imagine, like, would Vin Diesel's character still be bald? Okay, so we're talking about the... oh, you good boy. Talking about the A-list Spy Family Q Shield Hero Skeletonite.
Yes.
Should we get started with Spy Family?
Yes.
There was definitely a Dragon Ball Z reference there. Did you fucking see that?
Yes.
When he's going to stop the ball, even the whole background, I was like, God damn, maybe Brad should watch this. Like, I know Brad's not watching because motherfucker would have texted me right away if there was a Dragon Ball Z reference. He's like, I'm going to stop this ball. Stops ball. Then, what are they feeding that kid, by the way? So we're talking about Spy Family. There's literally this kid. He's a grown adult. Then there was one scene where he's like, Puppy.
He goes, Daddy.
And yeah, it's his daddy, and he hugs him. And he's like, it's like a full-grown man with like stubby legs goes to hug this bigger grown man. He's like, you need to collect Stellas to be the best.
Dude, that was the funniest fucking scene.
Like, someone posted it in one of the communities, like, out of context, Spy Family. Daddy, it's like, is this a man or is this a child?
Yeah, I remember the going into the comments on that, and it's like, damn, man, perspective is everything. You're with those kids, and you're like, that's a grown adult. Then you see him next to a grown adult, which, by the way, that's supposed to be a 6-year-old, and even Becky's like, what kind of 6-year-old is this?
That's a full-grown adult.
Yeah, he's talking about like
Also,
all the awards he's won in kindergarten.
It's
And it's like,
was
who
there
has
even
that?
many
Yeah.
No, the whole thing was like, was there even that many tournaments? It's like, no. But then the dude was like, I practiced my dodgeball. I projected everything. And it's like, this dude's in the middle of a basement looking at like tapes on like trajectory of shots and stuff. And it's like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, and at one point, like, it looks like, what is it? Enigma's behind him or some shit?
Yeah, like
and it's
some
like,
old school computer Enigma machine from like Soviet era. It's like, okay, hold the phone. They've already shown this like era has more modern stuff than that, but it's kind of set in that old timey plus. I mean, to be fair, it's anime.
he was literally sitting in front of a computer.
Yeah, computer monitor looking at stuff. But that volleyball tournament, like, you're teaching Anya. Okay, so you just thrust your hips, like, oh yeah, and then it's like, and she's doing like the perfect like splits in the air, then kicks the leg back. It's like, damn, I know what's coming up tonight in the fan art drawings. And then she throws
hold
the
on,
ball.
real quick. We're
What?
gonna point out that this is your, not Anya, that you're talking
sorry.
about. Like,
Pretty sure I said your. I'm 99.1999%.
just gonna double down.
Yeah, because I guess Anya does do that.
Yeah,
But no, your like throws the ball. It's like, see, it's that easy. Cuts down like 3 trees. It's like, well, hold the phone there. Like, it's like, yeah, throw it like you're seeing the speed of light, and then throws the ball basically the speed of light. It's like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah, they're all crazy. Like, every single one of them.
Do you find out the second brother? What they call him? They call him second something, second son, because the Anya's kind of love interest, not love interest kind of thing.
Yeah,
he has an older brother that has a whole bunch of Stellas. It's like, oh yeah, Stellas are like the thing. Like, if you do good, you get Stellas, and if you do bad, you get SS bolts.
Yeah, it's Damien.
Yeah, and then that kid. Oh, I guess I really didn't even scroll down to the people when I should have. Dude,
we're about to get one of the most important characters next episode.
Yo, Bond Folger. Let's go with the dog. Also, can that dog see the future? Because that's what it definitely looked like. Dog sitting there like, sees them in the future. It's like, what kind of bullshit is this? Like, this dog, you got a fucking kid that can read people's minds. You got an assassin wife, spy dad, and a telepathic future seeing dog.
Yeah, and not only like a spy dad, like the best spy with Mission Impossible, like face swap stuff, and
Even better than that, because they even dress up like the SS guards. I'm calling them SS because that's kind of what they're dressed like.
Yeah.
Guards is like, listen here, you're a forger. It's like, are you married? Oh, I guess this cipher was wrong. Your name isn't on this. Is like, what the fuck? Because he's trying to find out if his wife is actually a spy or not. Turns out she's not.
It was the caterpillar cipher. He has hemorrhoids or some shit like that. It's like, okay.
What if you like? You have some lint on your neck. Yoink. Pulse. I'm like, she's an assassin. She should know better than that. But
When the heart is doki doki, it just can't think straight.
we did forget to mention that they were about to kiss.
Yes, that was the continuation of the brother being over. Man got fucked up.
Well, no, fucking yours like, okay, we're about to kiss. Glugs down half bottle of wine. Okay, husband. It's like, that's not how wine works. It usually takes a minute or two.
She got real assertive, like pushing him back on the couch.
Here, and he's like, okay, I guess we'll go along with it on there. Then the brother couldn't take it. Dude literally like, you're bleeding. You need to get to a hospital.
Yeah, because he goes running to stop, and of course they do the weird flashback thing where it's like, I want to marry you, older sister, and it's like, okay.
There's a reason why Justice picked this series.
No, everyone picks this series.
Listen, Justice heard that there was some brother and sister that want to get married. He's like, okay, let's go through it. DG yet again, baby.
But he was running forward, and then Yor has that like, oh, I can't do this, and was probably going to slap fucking Lloyd. Sorry, I blanked his
Misses
name.
and just smacks the shit out of her brother. Dude goes flying across the room.
She is very strong. Like, it's scary.
Imagine what would happen in the bedroom. Oh, and then Anya's like, oh, the world's ending. I like her tired voice.
There were just enough like quick gags like that where it's like, this is great. Those 3 episodes felt closer to like.
The thing is, we can't talk every single bit about it, but it's like there's so many good little bits in there of like, oh, Anya said this offhand comment. Then when they're even eating breakfast, it's like, oh, and then Lloyd's playing in the maybe she was sent by the government. She's like, Mama and Daddy are getting along finally. It's like they're about to fucking kiss.
Yeah,
they don't kiss by the end of the season. I'd be mad.
Anya gets her first star as well. Because a lot happened in 3 episodes. Because
that's hard to boil motion.
Yeah.
Listen, Anya's bad at everything. We find out. Maybe we'll do some volunteer work. Doesn't work out. Daddy, she almost got found out. Daddy, someone's drowning. How do you know that? Anya wants to be a pole swimmer. Let's go.
Yeah. I did like. He was trying his best. I don't know where he found a violin so quickly. She broke all the strings. That was horrible. Again with the good gags where it's like, Anya will try her best. Untie me, please. After she like gets all tied up with the jump rope.
Untie me.
It's the show's been very, very good. There's unfortunately only 1 episode left, and then we have to wait a little bit for the next core.
There was an episode today, and there's another episode on top of that, right?
Nope, just 1. 12 episodes.
We didn't watch the newest one, right? Because the newest one on episode. Because did we watch till episode 11 or did we watch episode 10?
Episode 11, because episode 11 was the pool drowning.
Oh, okay.
So there's only 1 episode left. It's the aftermath of the pool drowning because she gets her star.
I love the realist part of that. It's like, how did that kid drown? There were so many people around. And Lloyd's like, listen, it happens all the time. It's like, well, it's kind of morbid. It's like, all the adults around and they think a kid would never drown, so no one keeps an eye out, and then the kid drowns. It's like,
and there's a thing about like kids are way quieter when they drown and stuff, and it's like, this is real morbid, but also good PSA.
True. Maybe his sister drowned. Maybe there's something hidden in there. You never know. You know what else is hidden? The girl's secret talents in Q. Transition, boys.
It's probably one of the better ones you've done.
Fuck you. Fuck you, Schwarzy.
So I only watched 2 episodes, and then there's 2 more after this. The first episode was,
who would you marry?
Give me the one that like is super fucking rich with the attack copter. That's like, that feels fair, right?
You mean Yuzuha or
no?
Yuzuha?
Yes.
Yuzuha? Yeah.
Yes.
See, I fucking remember shit.
So I mean, we did do a thumbnail with her, and you helped. So, yeah.
I remember that thumbnail.
Yeah. Which character is it? There's so many. Oh, she's on the screen.
There's only 16.
Yuki.
You've had 24 episodes to remember all their fucking
yeah,
names,
whatever,
Justice.
man. I'm also watching a bunch of other shows, so like there's
Yeah,
lots
but
of
this
characters.
is a whole bunch of lollies that look like they could be on Hololive. You should remember their names, Justice.
Some of them are over 18.
How are all the Hololive members, huh?
I've had 2 years.
I've
had 2 years. Shut
2
up.
years, but 4 times the characters.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's whatever. We won't get into that. But Yuki, every so often the show kind of goes down the like this character is having a problem route, and that episode was Yuki's, and it's like her dad wasn't crazy kind of supportive of her being a voice actress. No, and it wasn't abusive or anything like that. He owns like a restaurant. Turns out he, just like lots of other Japanese people, may have overworked himself, ended up in the hospital. So she like goes back to help. He didn't die. And that was the big kind of moral conflict of, do I go back and help my dad, or do like I still try to do what I want to do, kind of conundrum, like pursue things that still interest me.
I could do both, be a VTuber.
Well, she was trying to do both and then it didn't work. So it was an all right episode. At the end, she like decides, I still want to do the voice acting stuff, and all her group of 4 like, oh yay, and then they all hug, and that's great.
Then her dad died.
No,
damn. Imagine how much character development you could get if her dad died. Kill the dad.
No. The next episode, though, was the big episode, because they've all split into the groups of 4, and all 16 of them are basically doing kind of the idol project that the first 4 were doing, which is, Yuki is the leader of the first group that's already been popular enough to warrant them branching out with the other 3. And it was literally basically an entire episode of a concert, like, of their first concert.
Was
with
it
like
actually a fully animated concert,
Yes.
or was it just like here's a little, is it like, like, it's not like Zombieland Saga type of concert, right?
No, it legitimately was. Like the last core scene of it, there was a little bit kind of a cutaway because we've already seen some of the screen time with the first group. So they had their mini moment, and then it cut mainly behind the scenes. And even the first part of the episode was the building up of kind of nerves of all of them, because this is the first time for 12 of them that are going to be on stage to do a concert. And like the stage is big enough to fit all 16 girls. So fairly large stage, and like in a legitimate kind of, I don't want to say, like an event center. Like there were the 2 rows of seating above and everything. So kind of a much
like
larger step up compared to one of the last times we
It's
saw
not like
one.
a full on like stadium, but like an opera theater.
Yeah, I mean there are those like event centers, kind of like wouldn't say as big as Wells Fargo, but maybe
Ivy Hall.
Yes. So quite big, but not massive. And one of the last times we saw, they literally performed at a mall. So like they've been gaining popularity quite a bit.
We should go be idols in Japan.
Oh yeah, we'll work out so great.
You want tough, fat Americans? Well, we got you. It would be like an Arby's commercial. Or a Hardee's commercial. Sorry, not Arby's.
They the last like core scene, which was 10-ish minutes, was like the main all 16 girls doing their song.
Did they actually like draw it out, or did they do like the cheap 3D animation, like kind of
So they drew out some of it, but once they got more into the
like all of them moving at the same time?
complex, moving at the same time and more of the complex like choreography stuff, kind of like Zombieland Saga, you did see that shift where some of the girls get like CGI'd, animated. So it sucks, but I understand why they have to do it. Like, it's just cheaper, easier that way at some point, especially when you're trying to make sure everyone is lined up.
So whose concert was better, Gura's or theirs?
Gura's, but that's just because there's a lot of effort behind that scene. And
wow, there's a lot of effort behind those scenes
yeah,
too.
whatever. It's like a 10-minute segment in a fucking anime that's already had 23 episodes.
So it doesn't matter how many potential waifus you throw at Justice. Still a Gura fan. Sad that
She has a dino plushie. Well, we won't talk about it.
Like for sale, or are you talking
yeah.
about the one she walks around with? Oh, the one, like her green one that she goes around with?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I'll show you it later.
She's just not the only adorable animal that we watch. You know, Raftalia's pretty cute. Ooh, boom. Fucking. Let's go.
Let us introduce to you Rafchan.
Yo, you like Raftalia as like half, raccoon? What if she was full raccoon? It's like, fuck off. There's some furry out there like, yeah. It's like, no.
Now I get why what people were talking about with when they mentioned Rafchan, because I was like, what the fuck are they talking about? And then you get
well, I saw the drawings and I'm like, are we just drawing Raftalia as a full raccoon now? Is this the joke now? It's like, listen, do you have, first of all, it's very creepy. Do you have any of her hair? Yoink. Here you go. Here's some of her hair. It's like, hold the phone.
Bit.
Hold the phone now, Fumi. What?
It's just a tiny bit.
That was listen, that man can pull out a chunk of her hair. Listen, man, that's not creepy.
Look, the homies had to sample
Dude wants to
everything.
fuck a raccoon that is still a child at heart. Oh, just because she leveled up and got taller doesn't mean she still isn't a child, Justice.
She physically ages. Shut up.
Physically ages, but not mentally. Oh, you saying that they're physically looking? See, now you dug yourself a hole. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up, Justice. Hang on. How old is Raftalia? Oh, dude, I spelled it right enough. Let's fucking go. Look. Fucking look. What does that say, Justice? What does that say on the screen? What does that say how old Raftalia is? Technically a 10-year-old girl being a demi-human, Raftalia's body is able to age to that of a young woman as her level increases. Technically a 10-year-old girl.
There is the very important thing of
technically a 10. Is that what we're going to tell the judge?
It's demi-human.
She said
it's kind of like the dog ears thing.
Oh yeah, so what that makes her... Hang on. Raccoon years to human years. Let's find out her actual. Looks like it does not say. Let's just go with yeah, she's still 10, Justice.
Yeah, whatever. Still voted best girl at the Crunchyroll.
You could be best girl.
Awards.
Doesn't mean best potentially would smash. That does not correlate.
Are you sure? Because one of the things I was being ambiguous about is at one point she gets pretty naked and you're like, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah,
and there's like a sword and you totally see full ass cheek.
Dude, it was definitely like the come with me, Raftalia. You're the new katana hero. I was like, my family served you for generations. Yoink, take off your clothes. Excuse me. It's like, whoa, what is this?
Yeah.
This was not needed in the least bit.
No, it was very surprising. And at one point, the tail swipes to the side and it's like, that's just full ass cheeks, man. Like, I'm surprised someone okayed this. I guess
considering 20 seconds earlier in that scene, she went back to her 10-year-old form. She gets the katana and immediately starts growing out of her clothes. I'm like, well, where is this going? And it's like, okay, she stopped growing. She's still in her clothes. Take them off. It's like, God, come on, guys. Like, you didn't have to do this.
It was pretty good, though.
Also, she had a very much of a Fist of the North Star moment. Like, if you move, you're already dead. Dude's like, I'm fine. Later in the episode, he's like, how dare you talk to me? Don't move. Don't you. Fucking dude just like.
He gets exactly what he fucking deserves. And the fact that Kyo is going through the effort to try to bring him back is bullshit. That fucker is stupid and deserved everything that he got. He was told not to move 12 times.
Yeah, you would think on the edge of death, the dude's like, no one can tell me. It's like, he deserved to die.
Yeah, it was a good
It was a good introducing this character you'll hate, and it's a good death of we're done with him now.
Mm-hmm.
And those two other girls are like, we'll follow him for the rest of our life. Because Raftali definitely had that whooshing, like,
Yeah, because now she's
the
is
katana,
the katana
hero, and then her crest is gone.
Which I think that's kind of what this, like, going to the world. That's what this was meant to lead to, the breaking of
The seal.
And
That
it's like,
dumb bitch in the pigeon
turns
suit.
out you're now also a hero, which means you could stand more as an equal to Naofumi instead of being like the
Naofumi wants to fuck a
daughter
10-year-old girl. Just
figure. And
he wants to fuck his daughter.
shh.
Listen, he looked at that squirrel and he was like, "Oh, looking pretty fine." Also, Philo, it's like I hear screaming from like 10 miles away. That's like Philo. I'm gonna kill him. No, let's sneak in, gang. And then it's like, okay, we're in.
It does make sense. There was a lot of people there, and they are trying.
Fuck him. It ain't your world. Just fucking be like that. That's my bird.
There was that level of like, man, they're really going there, huh? She's like being whipped to.
I do like the audience's legit reaction of, ooh, that kind of is hard to watch.
Yeah,
guess we'll see it tomorrow.
Yeah, that didn't sound like singing. That sounded like crying. And it's like, don't come back, you fucking idiots.
We'll come back tomorrow because we like it.
Yeah, that dude was an ass.
Yeah, there was.
They're like, oh, his mind broke. I don't know what shield he used. I think
it was like an earlier shield he had got from. I think it's the shield he had gotten from. What's her name? The fan lady Glass. She had done something like that in season 1. He absorbed it. Listen, the dude can absorb hair and then like give it and make a demi like human thing. Ugh. Walking around with 2 10-year-old girls all the time.
Hey, we did get a big bunny dude. That was cool. The man's weapon is basically a big boat that teleports you places. That's the one thing I've noticed about that world. There are a lot more heroes, and most of them, but she's a floral.
What does that say, Justice?
Under one.
Rest my case.
How old is Naofumi?
Dude's out of college or out of high school. How old is? What does that say, Justice? How old does that say Naofumi is?
15.
Oh yeah, it definitely doesn't say 20.
It's whatever. They're in a different world. It's different times. They've got slaves and stuff.
Oh, now slavery's okay. It's a different world, Justice.
I mean, not only is it a different world, it's a different world right now.
Oh, that's right. Yo, you want to be in a world? Do you remember that South Park episode where they bring ladders to go further down into the dreams of like Inception? Like that's what we're in right now. No, because you forgot he was in another world. Then he went into another world that's within another world because she was trapped in that thing. Then he came out of that other world or other world. I was in the other world.
Okay.
Trying to get back to the other world.
Yeah. You did get a little bit of kind of character development with Naofumi because
they definitely did develop.
That's not what I was talking about. Philo is saved, and of course she's like clinging on to Naofumi
The entire time.
Yeah, and in that case, it's very much like child. Like this is kind of my child responsibility.
Fishing pole girl was like, "Damn, she's really attached to this boy.
Yeah,
I'm never letting go of Master ever again."
Yeah,
Let's
and
go up him 10 minutes later.
but at night when they're going to sleep, like he does kind of like back up a little bit some of his goals of like trying to return back to his original world where he's like, don't worry, I'll be here forever kind of thing. And it's like, yeah, you probably will. Like
you'll feel I'm going to get milk.
Yeah.
Never come back.
He said he was coming back. He's not coming back.
No, I mean they do get Raftali to kind of wrap up Shield here. Like Raftali's doing that whole fight thing. She's like has no more power because she used it all up in the fight. Just kind of gave up so casually when that giant monster comes up. And of course you see Philo in the sky earlier, so you know they're in the area. You see Philo again.
And Philo is also not the regular strong self because there's not that exact Philoral equivalent. So now she gets to be like a tiny little bird.
Yeah. So now she like kicks that monster. He's like, oh, I'm not as strong as you used to be. And now Fumi's like, let's fucking do this shit. And then, like, you know, of course, like, Fishing Girl's like, my thing isn't meant for offensive capabilities. Proceeds the next 3 episodes after she says that they cut monsters in half with string.
Well, it can't hurt people. It can only hurt monsters.
I don't like, the thing is Shield Heroes animation's getting better. There was definitely that point when all 6 of them are walking the street because you learn that, what's his name?
Oh, Lark?
Lark
is
actually
the king.
Is the king of, and it's like, how's it going? Young Prince? Don't call me that.
Or Young King.
Young King, yeah. Mm-hmm. But there's a point when they're all walking, and it just seemed like they did the Berserk thing. I'm like, let's take this group, like, yes, we're walking.
Yeah.
But it's getting better. It is definitely getting better story, better animation, and better fights. But still, it's like,
you did get one downside because that episode overall had a slight like down, like lower level of quality because you meet Emerald, the girl who's like, I'll go avenge like and kill them for you, shows up in the middle of the street after they're trying to get new equipment. There's like 5 or 6 official heroes there now because you have
Glass, Lark, the Stone Girl,
and
then you have Raftalia, now Fumi, and then Fishing Pole Girl.
Yeah.
So 6.
So there's 6 of them there. And she like runs up, tries to attack, and it's like, oh, I'm outnumbered. And it's like, bitch, you walked up.
You even saw there was that many people who were like, I'm gonna fight them anyways. Wait a minute. And then her sword turned out to be like an IED, basically. It's like, if she just would have handed over the sword and be like, I'm not gonna fight you, and then the sword would have blown up, that could have been the end of the fight.
Yeah, it was Kizuna. She's the fishing pole girl. And it's like, and then you get a very quick transition of like, he needs to be stopped. And
it was so like, I would die for this man. 2 seconds later, he needs to be stopped. It's like, come on, that's so lazy.
Well, she did stick with the like, he needs to atone for his sins, and so do I. And if that means we both die. So she's got a little bit of like
this woman is just
consistency,
like a religious like extremist on here. Also, our science dude, whatever his name is, Kizuna
or Kyo,
is like, yo, what if I made my own like wave?
Yeah,
like,
and that's how
what
it
the fuck
ended.
is the point of this wave thing?
Yeah, it's crazy, absolutely crazy. The
thing is
better
at the end of the day. You're still inside a video game. Like, this is the whole point. Like, this whole thing's a video game. So I wonder, like, it's just going to be now for me. Like, he's just a shut-in neat. Kind of like Ark is in Skeletonite.
Someone can't hold their booze.
That transition, though. Listen, it's getting better, too. Yeah, let's just say that, what's her name? Arene?
Yeah.
Arene?
Yeah.
RNA, whatever her name is. Yeah, bitch is like, I'm going to take a shot. Boom. It's like, listen, I know you're a lightweight, but it's like, how are you one shot in and you're already like giving up? Like, first shot, she basically gave up. Second shot, she takes it and then starts laying on Ark. Come on here, baby. Give mama a kiss. I'm not into it.
Well, she just wants more booze.
I mean, to be fair, the shopkeeper, like, Ark is such I like his character because he's not like Iron's where it's like, I'll give him a little bit extra cash. He's like, this is definitely way better than like Overlord's, like Iron's, like traveling arc, I would say. Because he's going on, he's like, here, shopkeeper, here's 5 gold. No, let me get you change. Nah, don't worry about it. Because you forget, like, episode 1, dude walks out with like more gold than he could ever spend.
Yeah.
She's like, take this beer. It's good for you, Knight. And he's like, okay.
Yeah, because he got liquor and he's like, oh, the only thing is in exchange, just let me eat in my room.
Yeah.
So it's a good kind of bartering. These shows are both like good comedic stuff, and then like Shield Hero, you get that one where it's like, oh, you guys are doing like some extra dark shit today, aren't you? Because Shield Hero had the like, oh, we're going to physically show Philo be, like, tortured, essentially, and especially in front of people. And then this one where they're rescuing everyone.
Here's all these dead bodies. They were too weak, or they weren't sellable. So they just killed them and shoved them in a corner in front of everybody else. I'm like, man, there's a lot of diseases that could spread over here.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Also, I do
Ark
want to point out
being-
before I forget something.
Hmm.
The second prince got fucking murdered.
Yeah.
What do you mean she got away? Stab.
Yeah. Fuck him.
Well,
He deserves it.
Then didn't they plant like the princess's jewels on it or something like
Yes,
that?
but he totally was having her sister killed anyway. So it's one of those plants that is a real thing that happened. Like he was the one that set up his sister's murder.
Yeah.
So when they drop like the necklace, because it's the older brother, like Skill or
Now it's just gonna come back
Skyle
and
or
look like
whatever.
the sister
Mm.
killed him, but they already found out that like
No, because it's announced that she's dead.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Only their oldest sister knows that she's alive.
oh, okay, that's right. Yeah, 'cause she was
So,
talking to her.
yeah. So you get some kind of interweaving plot thread stuff that's getting a little complicated. It's kind of annoying switching over to them, and it's like, I don't know.
It's just kind of like a side plot of
like,
like, I don't care about these people. Also, the relationship between Ark and Gome, I compared it to like Alex Louise Armstrong and like that one teacher's husband. I forget his actual name from Full Metal. It's like, okay, they see each other. They're fighting again. What the hell? I'm like, let's hug it out, buddy. Come here. I'm so glad we did a good job. Fucking Gomon is literally stabbed, cut pretty deep when fighting everyone. Ark's like, mind if I join, buddy? It's like, you can if you want, but I had them anyways.
yeah, and it like pulls the
He just pulls out. He's like, whatever.
yeah.
Kills everyone in the compound because it was like the slave compound that they were finishing off.
Mm-hmm. And then Ark, being the absolute G, teleports Gomon, him, and all of the bodies out to be like properly, in this case, burned. And
Because that's kind of their.
yeah, I guess the spirits kind of were released at that point. They got like real legitimate with the spirits flying away, fire spirit stuff, where it was like, that was a little weird.
Let's move on to the next.
Yeah. So
But then there's like this whole like show is just revolving around obviously like elves being slaves and like Ark's just along for the ride on there, which is kind of a good like constant plot, which makes sense. But it's kind of come to a dead end now where they run into the. I hate that they don't have him listed on there. Like we're done with this Uranan guy. That was the weird. Dude.
who are you about to talk about?
Monster slave master thing.
Oh yeah, I don't think he's ever given. Did he give his name?
Yeah, he did give his name, but it was really long on there, so it's
Oh.
like
He's like
whatever.
the monster.
Yeah, he's like the monster tamer. He's the one that's been putting like the little rings.
Funba.
Funba,
Yeah, Funba.
Funba.
It's a weird name.
But no,
I see it on the list.
He's the one that's been putting the rings on the monsters. Like I can control them. Fight this Ark, and Ark's just like slash. Which I kind of thought that fight was anticlimactic because it's just like the same. Like still, I mean, it's kind of to save money. They do good on some things,
Yeah.
but in some things they don't.
Yeah, especially I did notice when he's killing multiple, it's like the same four.
Yeah,
So it was like, okay,
It's
how many
like,
times
hey,
are you
I'm
gonna
a
kill the
monster tamer.
red orc dude?
I think they're trying to show off like there's the same work, but then you get. It's not hating on him because obviously we don't animate, we don't know the whole thing about it, but it's like at least Goblin Slayer took the time to like animate different goblins getting killed, and it's like it's pretty fucking good, minus the first like 30 seconds of the show.
Real quick before that, because we're kind of jumping around everywhere. That welcome to Cross ExAnime. We do this a lot.
Episode 88. Welcome.
yes.
This week we're talking about that.
We meet Carsey, a elf living in a human town, who's just like chill with it, which creates like a moral for Aryan or Aryan.
Aryan. Whoa there,
Aryan.
Justice. Gonna tell us something?
No,
You said Aryan.
Eh,
and you went like this.
she does have white hair. It's whatever.
She has pink hair.
It
It is pink.
You're colorblind. It's whatever. But she, she starts to get some of the moral stuff because to her, all she's ever really seen is humans be both mean and, take her kind as slaves. So it's reasonable that maybe she wouldn't like humans too much. Ark is a little bit of an exception, but that man is currently just a skeleton, and it's whatever.
very random tangent.
I see it. Whatever.
The voice actress for her also plays Mikey. That is two totally separate tones of voice on there.
Yeah. But there's lots of like side missions that are happening.
Yo, let's go find these worms from Tremors 3 or whatever. It's like,
yeah. And
also, how did they not hear the cart fall over? It's like, where did he go? Our cart disappeared. It was fucking attached. What is this whole thing of like, we didn't notice anything on there?
Yeah, there's that. Also, Ark is very strong.
Oh, yeah.
He won't be able to reach his blade. That do it for you? What is this man's strength?
Also, that worm's very weak. It just died from hitting the ground moderately hard.
Yeah, well, it's big, strong, skilly boy. He drinks his milk.
Like, here, have this tea, and it cures motion sickness and makes you sober. Conveniently, it fixes everything that she has here. This dude must have been that's watching. It's like, what's that smell? A whole bunch of dead goblin bodies on there, so it attracts them. Bigger smell on there. It's like,
yeah,
it was kind of a weird side note thing. I imagine they made him be like a bigger character than he was. Till next time. It's like, oh yeah, hey, how's it going? I'm just in this town locally. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, here's like
what
a
if
map
he's part of
to
the slave trade?
That'd be crazy.
It makes sense.
That'd be a good twist. But I think this stop was to establish two things. A, the information to get to the monster like tamer.
Well, he did give him the book about monsters, and they're about to fight a blood basque or what?
Hydra.
Hydra.
Yeah. And I think the other two big things that it establishes, the moral conundrum for Aryan, like how elves and humans living together, and then her kind of romantic feelings towards Ark, which
she wants to bone that bone.
It does get played on a little bit afterwards.
He can turn himself human, which was a very weird add-on there.
Yeah.
Wink.
Only for a moment.
No, but he can fully break the curse, though.
He could at the end, yes. He's just got to find the specific area to do it.
He could always turn himself back into a skeleton. And they bone in the water.
But after the night at the hotel, and of course, there's some of the jokes where it's like, yeah, man, the entire town heard you. And it's like, nothing inappropriate happened. She fucked up that hotel room. Like
he did leave her 5 gold, though.
Yes. But she got a little jealous because he saved just some random blonde chick, probably from being captured and eaten by one of those monsters.
Yeah. She was a whore, though. Who cares?
Yeah.
I mean, those other 3 guys got eaten by the monster. Maybe you should go home. It's like, well, we'll go home.
Yeah.
That woman definitely wants that. She wants to be. She wants to bone. I mean, I feel like there's going to be a little kiss at the end.
Maybe.
Also, okay, hang on.
She also keeps forgetting that he's a skeleton.
Yeah.
Again.
We forgot to talk about one important thing. Chiyomi, the ninja. Water style. Dragon. It's like, okay, settle down with the Naruto shit here. There's even a point where she's doing like the whole like fire breathing thing. And
look, you get a little bit of Naruto reference in this one. You had the Dragon Ball Z reference.
There was a lot of references in Spy Family.
Yeah,
I forgot to write down the other ones. I'm pretty sure there was a JoJo reference in there too.
Maybe
there was also a I forget what the fucking show is called. I'm pretty sure there was a Hunter x Hunter reference in there somewhere.
They were super on the nose with the Dragon Ball Z one, though.
Oh, that was
like
100%.
They literally put him on Namek. So I was like, okay, that's crazy.
Oh, I forgot. We forgot to mention something with it. Anya's throw in Spy Family. I completely forgot to mention it. Big buildup, like, lightning star throw. Goo, 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 goo. Grabs it, throws it at her.
Yeah.
There was a lot. There's just so much Spy Family, there's so much shit that goes on. It's like the exact opposite of Platinum Ends.
Yeah, we'll eventually talk more about that show. Stay tuned for.
We forgot to mention there was a whole scene with Damatinus, this guy in the top right.
Oh yeah,
because isn't he the crown prince, right, of the throne? He is like the crown prince, right? Or is he?
That's the Roman. or the Holy Empire that they're in.
Their whole thing.
Yeah.
Because now they're in the Holy Empire, right? Or they're about to enter.
No, they're in it.
They're in it now.
Yeah, because they have to cross that desert.
For skeleton art. Yeah, skeleton art.
So yeah, we're meeting hired lords and stuff because in the Holy Empire, elf slaves.
How many episodes is this?
It's only 12.
No. So we'll get another season for sure.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So we've only got one episode. I'm assuming it's going to end when they kill the Hydra. Spoilers.
Hail Hydra.
It's established that in the holy kind of empire that exists there, elf slaves, totally legal compared to like the other ones that are like, no, you're not supposed to do that and are meant to create pacts that like make sure that it doesn't happen. But we've had one nation that's secretly doing it behind the back, compared to this one where it's like, nah, man, it's cool.
See, they even mentioned something like, you should see the fucked up magical science experiments. I'm like, whoa, transmutation circles?
Mm-hmm. Oh, they also
Philosopher's Stone?
Yeah. Also, at one point that
they're definitely developing more plot into this than I thought they would. I thought this was just gonna be a go get 'em adventure anime.
Yeah, because even at one point that one dude like Claudius or whatever his name is, he's like, yeah, this one kingdom, like the king married an elf, like he saved her from a slave thing, and then they like really started getting along. Carsey, and they got married. It's like, we're like digging deep into this, huh? Okay.
I was gonna say, I was looking through this on here. There's a lot of like, what have they done?
One does art, one does story.
Well, there's a couple. It seems like this seems to be like their first thing they've done.
Mm-hmm.
But there's like two different. There was like a light novel, and then there was like an actual manga. I think of this.
Yeah, those happen a lot.
I'm surprised. This is pretty good for their first thing on there. I was trying to think like, have they done other things? Because they're actually definitely developing like, here's this bigger overarching plot that might take us another season or two. We don't know. Maybe it might happen. Maybe it won't on there.
Yeah. That's kind of one of the things that sucks with some of these shows where, for me, it's fine. It, scratches the isekai, like, dumb story kind of itch. Of course, they're building things out and
but at least
whatever
they don't
else,
play this off as, like, an isekai. Like, I know this from the other world. And it's kind of like the same thing like Shield Hero. Shield Hero,
well, no, because
technically.
Well, they've totally done that, though, because it's
but they
like
don't rub it in your
the
face.
The ninja dude, where even the last episode with Goemon, whatever. I'm tired.
Goemon Chai.
Yeah. It's like, oh, yeah, exactly what to be expected of someone who's named that, because it's,
Listen, I'm just saying
some of those
it's not
references
as in
are
your face
yes.
as like other isekais. Like, well, in the other world, if I do this.
Yes.
Also, did we mention last week that I need to write down the anime news more often? Next week I will. That Konosuba's getting another season, and then Megumi's getting her own spin-off series.
I mean, we talked about that like 2 weeks ago.
Did we? Okay, I can't.
Yeah.
There were a couple new things that got announced, but I don't remember exactly what they are now because I didn't write them down or post them there. There's definitely a whole bunch of things coming out. I think next week we're probably finishing up the shows, right?
Yeah, it's going to be like an extra long one. And then, well, no, I think we should continue as is this next week. And then the final week, just because there are quite a few shows that are like 11 days out for the first episode.
Figure it out.
Yeah, we'll get there.
I just don't want something like this where it's like first episode, like, hey, we got 4 of each to talk about. Because next season of shows, we're going to do like probably just 2 weeks of shows and 1 week off of like, hey, there's a special. Let's bring on,
Yeah, and I
blah,
do
blah,
think
blah.
even we may take a week off, depending, just because if it plays out right that first week, we'll be able to talk about shows, but where our special would slot in, we will be going to a convention. So depending,
extra episode.
Yeah, just depending.
Extra episode.
We could try. It's just
doing
the editing is typically the
just
day
do what
that
we did
we're
last
leaving.
time. That like
The last time everything was like a week late.
listen, fuck you.
But yeah, so we'll figure it out.
Listen, stuff's kind of back on track again.
For the moment.
For the moment, we'll see. Kitty cats, say goodbye. Bye, Ed. Boy, big stretch. Big stretch.
They both,
Okay, bye.
They both like me.